we need to appreciate the beauty. When you want to make a film, if you want to create a character, if you want to create a scene, if you are taking inspiration from life, if you are taking, motivation from life, and you want to write something about a particular situation, changing of the situation, character arc, your story, how it is transformed, how it is evolving, how the characters are transformed. Sometimes the story can, get transformed due to the emotional moments, and the audience gets transformed. And you are creating characters, you are creating scenes, you are creating dialogues, and those dialogues you use in a concise manner, not verbose, and sometimes verbose when it is needed, to express yourself in that particular situation. But when you appreciate the beauty, it should not be binary, it should not be stereotypes. This is the only thing you are doing, this is the only thing you are doing, this is the only thing you are doing. It should not be like that. You should appreciate art more. You should appreciate the beauty. You should appreciate, the variety life can bring. And that's why exploration is so important. Human condition, human, emotions, then, situations, and how we see life, how we see characters, how we see humanity. Sometimes, complex characters. Sometimes characters you can predict. Sometimes, mysterious characters, very unpredictable. Sometimes, characters you fall in love with, which many people desire to create, which many people desire to act as. But where will you take inspiration from? Life, life, society, situation. But life, sometimes the society can learn a lot from a film when an artist is showing something. Imagination, uh, idealistic situations, romanticism, something he or she has seen or believe in, and the society can become better. The stories can help us a lot, but who will write them? Who will create those things? Who will act in those things? That's why, if you understand life, if you understand characters, you appreciate art, you appreciate beauty, you know what to work on. You can practice, you can go for rigorous practice, you can go for whatever is needed, for a particular role, for writing something, for, instructing the crew, directing the crew, and, building them together, bringing them together and building the film together, and also building them together in terms of character, in terms of, expertise, in terms of skill set, because they learn a lot. Sometimes, people maybe with not a lot of professional expertise, not with, uh, the baggage of what should be done or what should not be done. There are people like that, they get so bogged into all those things, they cannot go for creativity, they cannot go for innovation. So they are always looking to express a story in a particular way, to, they are always looking for a certain kind of acting which is very predictable. Sometimes we don't find much art in that, we don't find that practice is there, we don't find that, intense effort or that enthusiasm is there. I can give more, I can act, and the way I have prepared for this role, the way I have, researched the character, prepared for this role, learned my things I needed to learn, to portray the character, or, my observation of life, how I look at life, how I look at, the human condition, and, humanity in general. And we create great stuff from that. Sometimes it can be a still picture. You are just creating a photograph, and the photograph is telling a lot of things, stories, documenting, uh, talking about something which is happening at that particular moment, sometimes something more than that, and how you capture that, how you compose, how you arrange the visual elements in a particular frame. And sometimes you don't have time for that. You have one particular moment, and you have developed yourself as a photographer, as a human being, and then you are faced with a situation, and that moment you are capturing, which is having all those visual elements, and it is telling the story. Then when you are using the camera, you are using movements, you are using something more, because whenever you are telling something with a particular frame or a particular picture, it is more difficult, because sometimes you don't know what to capture, how you will arrange those elements. But when you are, very adept with it, or you have a knack that you are going for that story in that particular photograph, you know that you can arrange the visual elements sometimes, very intuitively and casually, but you know that you are going to get something from there. And you are having maybe different pictures, and different pictures telling different stories, but it is difficult. It is not that easy. But video, when you capture video, some people shoot lazy videos. It is like they are just switching on the camera and things are happening. Even if you want to do a documentary, you can switch on a camera and you can just put the camera there, and you can see people passing. You can have a static camera, and you can document a lot of things. And there is art in that, how you are composing, where you are putting the camera, and how the people, how you are using the depth of field, how you are designing the scenic depth, and the characters are moving, foreground, midground, background, and how you are, what you are showing in that particular composition, what lens you are using. Is it a wide angle? Is it a telephoto? Is it just a normal lens, 50 millimeter, nifty 50? Are you using that 50 millimeter, or you are going for telephoto, or you are going for wider? If you want to have some special effects, you are doing it there, or maybe you can play with it. If you want to move the camera, how you are going to move the camera. But what we are focusing on today, or in general, is writing. When you are writing, you don't write those monotonous characters, mundane roles, monotonous characters, stereotypes that is going to say something, not even say something, that is going to create an not even imagination, that is going to what I can say. In India, if you see, you will find a lot of people are working on these anchoring techniques, and it is a thing in like the media industry. Anchoring techniques, you associate this with that. There are games like that. But when you are creating some great scripts and great characters, when you look at life, when you look at the human condition, what you do is you create characters, you create great characters. And sometimes, sometimes you ignore certain people, you tell them who they are if needed, and if they are smart enough, they will understand. And sometimes you will find people who are nagging too much, who are trying to portray something, who are trying to pretend too much, who are trying to impress you in a in a very disturbing manner. You will find these people, because it is it is a product of something else, not just the work, but something else, personality, characteristics, and other stuff. So you will find those people who will nag, who will try to convince you that they understand, and sometimes in a very disturbing manner. Sometimes it can take you away from cinema. Sometimes it can take you away from the story you are trying to tell. But you have to tell the story you are trying to tell. So what you want to do? What you want to do is, you look at life, you explore life, you have a lot of variety, you go for exploration. You go for observing the human conditions. You understand the depth of a scene. You understand the human characters. And that particular scene can demand a lot. But sometimes you just want to say this thing, and that thing is having a lot of things about life. But if even if you have understood that, even if you have got that, that means you have put the effort. You have understood cinema, you tried to tell a story, you came up with something, you wanted to convey something, maybe not having a particular structure, so-called structure, 3 acts or 4 acts or whatever it is, stringent structures. You have to say this thing this time and these things, you have to show this, not that. You want to tell a story, you want to show a particular character, maybe the journey of a character, maybe few characters interacting, maybe a situation is so important, the situation is grabbing a lot of attention and the characters are interacting. Maybe chronological thing, how the things are evolving, how the story is evolving, sometimes twists and turns, suspense, surprises. Now how you will get those surprises? You understand what is a surprise, you appreciate what is a surprise, you appreciate those moments in life, you enjoy life, you have a lot of fun. That's why you need to explore, you need to have a lot of fun, you need to look at life in a new way, if needed daily. You know what is life, or you have some idea about life, but you are willing to explore in a good way. And cinema gives us a lot of opportunities, cinema, art. So you can create an artwork, you can tell a story, you can take a picture, you can write a song, you can compose something, a musical piece, you can do your own styling, you can style someone else, you can do art direction, you can design a place the way you want to do, and so many things. But in cinema, again, everything is coming together, but it will start with a script. So if the script is really great, or the script is having a lot of things you can work on, people are working on costumes, people are working on acting, even there is no costume, with a just minimalistic background, minimalistic place, minimalistic setting, minimalistic situation you are creating with very limited things. Maybe just a wall will do, but the character is so profound, and with the dialogue, with the words, you are depicting the situation, maybe with a few gestures and movements, but possibilities. You have so much to explore, and you can create something from that: stories, characters, moments, plot points, and dramatic tension, and then resolution. Even if you don't want to solve the problem, maybe you are leaving it with a question. I have mentioned all these things, but the script, how you are telling a story, sometimes you are just showing life as it is. For some characters, for some situation, for a particular place, you are just showing life as it is, and events unfolding. And we are not judging that, whether what is good or what is bad. We are just showing what it is. We are enjoying what it is. We are appreciating what it is. We are appreciating humanity, So that judgmental attitude, put it aside for a while, and focus on writing the story, enjoying life, coming up with a script, coming up with a story, characters, and you want to tell something, you want to share something. Disturbing people will be there, nagging people will be there, sometimes they are part of something else. And the more you have the passion for telling a story, and your enthusiasm, your passion, your love for cinema, your love for that experience you want to have, your audience to have, and you want to tell a different kind of story, the story only you can tell, the story only you want to tell. So don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated, because these things will push us beyond these things, those things. And you will tell your stories, you will create those characters, and you will give the audience an experience that is something special. That's why you need to believe in yourself, and you need to believe that you are special and you can create something special. That's why I tell, especially to the young talents, believe in yourself. Even if no one else is believing in you, you need to believe in yourself. You never know, you will create something really great, and that is how